Israel has a clear track record of using military force to prevent its enemies from going nuclear. They destroyed Iraq's reactor, bombed Syria's secret facility, and have taken significant action against Iran's program. But Pakistan successfully built the bomb without facing an Israeli strike. Why the difference? The answer lies in understanding one of the most consequential military doctrines of our time, the Begin Doctrine. Named after Prime Minister Menachem Begin, this foundational policy has shaped Middle Eastern geopolitics for over 4 decades. Its principle is simple yet powerful. Israel will preemptively strike any adversary actively developing nuclear weapons that pose an existential threat. This doctrine was born from a moment of extraordinary audacity. On June 7, 1981, in a daring mission codenamed Operation Opera, 8 Israeli F-16s flew over 1,000 kilometers to destroy Iraq's Osirak nuclear reactor. The world widely condemned the unilateral strike, but Israel had decisively established a new strategic reality. It would act alone, without international approval, to prevent nuclear proliferation among its regional enemies. This bold action defined the doctrine and signaled Israel's resolve. The Begin Doctrine wasn't static, it evolved with each application. In 2007, Israel struck Syria's Al-Kibar reactor in Operation Orchard. This operation marked a significant evolution. Surgical precision and minimal international backlash, a stark contrast to the Osirak raid. Remaining secret for months, it demonstrated Israel's growing sophistication in intelligence, technology, and strategic surprise. The doctrine's most ambitious test came in 2025 with Operation Rising Lion against Iran. This was a massive, coordinated assault. Over 200 Israeli aircraft struck more than 100 targets across Iran's nuclear and missile infrastructure. Key sites like Natanz, Fordow, heavy water facilities, missile bases, and command centers were hit simultaneously. The strikes aimed to cripple Iran's nuclear program and targeted key personnel. Iran's retaliation, Operation True Promise 3, was swift but contained. Hundreds of missiles and drones were launched towards Israeli targets. Yet, Israel's multi-layered air defenses, supported by allied forces, intercepted the incoming threats. Damage was limited. This exchange highlighted the doctrine's effectiveness in preventing proliferation, but also the risks of escalation. So given this doctrine, why did Israel never target Pakistan's nuclear program? The answer reveals the doctrine's strategic logic. Pakistan, located thousands of miles away, had no direct border or history of conflict with Israel. Crucially, Pakistan's nuclear ambitions were explicitly driven by its intense rivalry with India, not hostility directed toward Israel. But perhaps the most significant factor was the geopolitical landscape. Pakistan was a key Cold War ally of the United States, receiving substantial military and strategic support. The US had vital interests in Pakistan's stability, making an Israeli strike politically untenable for Jerusalem, and risking a major diplomatic crisis with its most important ally. Israel's intelligence services likely assessed with high confidence that Pakistan's nuclear arsenal was developed solely as a deterrent against India, posing no direct existential threat to Tel Aviv. This selective application underscores that the Begin Doctrine isn't a universal anti-proliferation policy. It's a pragmatic strategy focused on neutralizing specific, regional, existential threats within Israel's immediate sphere of influence. The Begin Doctrine has reshaped the strategic landscape of the Middle East. By establishing a clear red line against hostile nuclear proliferation, it sent an unmistakable message across the region. Its successes are undeniable. It has significantly delayed adversarial nuclear programs and reinforced Israel's military dominance. These actions have bought crucial time, yet adversaries like Iran have adapted, increasingly hardening their nuclear facilities, making them harder targets. The doctrine's reliance on air power may prove insufficient against future threats. Operations involving civilian casualties raise ethical questions and complicate Israel's international standing. Such incidents draw global condemnation and strain diplomatic relations. The doctrine creates a perpetual state of tension, fueling the underlying hostility that drives adversaries to seek nuclear weapons. It's a cycle of action and reaction. The Begin Doctrine remains a complex legacy, simultaneously Israel's vital shield and a catalyst for regional instability. Its continued effectiveness will depend on Israel's ability to adapt its strategy. The critical question is whether the international community can effectively manage the consequences of that action.